All right, YouTube. I'm back at you again with another video. Thanks for checking out the podcast or the channel. I'm going to title this video Reparations. I'm not sure, if I'm going to put something after that. But reparations, you just got it. And I don't want to hear, oh, they gave it to everybody. It just wasn't us. Because what if they just had given you, this, like all these, tax incentives we just got, all these direct payments we just got. What if they would have just given it to us, African Americans, us descendants of slaves in this country? Everybody would have been screaming, "It's not enough. It's not enough. It's not enough." I'm going to tell you now, stop complaining because if we're if you're 25 or older in our lifetime, you're not going to get any tangible. You're not going to be able to see or get any tangible assets of no types of reparations. The government is not about to give you no land. The government is not about to give just no, African Americans no money. It's not going to happen. Reparations, you just got it. In theory, you just got it. So what the main part of this video is, all right, what are we now that we got this money, what are we gonna do with it? What we need not to do with it, and I made a few other videos about this, what we need not to do with it is go buy a bunch of crazy stuff like buying a bunch of useless clothes, going on trips just because the airlines is cheap, now, leaving your kid, paying somebody to watch your kids while you go, off 30 some odd years old off to All-Star weekend. That doesn't need to be done. Going to buy things like furniture when you don't own your home, giving money away to family members because they gave everybody money, not just some people. So if some people want to go off and you know, blow through their money fast, don't let them in 3 to 4, 5 weeks come knocking on your door asking you for money. Don't give them nothing. Just say you ain't got it. You don't have to explain anything to nobody. Just don't do it. And the main reason why I say, hey, this I'm technically no, this is not reparations, but is this as close as you're gonna get or we're gonna get in our lifetime? Yes, I believe so. So like our kids, down the line may get it. So if you got a kid that's 10 years old or something like that, can they get possibly reparations when they're in their 50s or 60s or something like that? Possibly, but we'll be long dead by then. And if we're not dead, we'll be too old enough to the point where we're not going to be able to enjoy the money. That's just harsh realities of it. You see the way the senators ran. You have all these states with these low populations, with these archaic way of thinking. They don't want stuff to move forward in life. They want to conserve everything, and they want everything to be back to the way it was in the late 1800s and stuff like that. And they're not going to vote to give a, they just think about it. They didn't even vote to give their own, the people that voted for them, they didn't even want to vote to give them money. So why on earth would they vote to give, black people that overwhelmingly do not vote for them? Why would they vote to help y'all out or to give us, some type of not help, but to right wrongs from the past and things like that? They have zero interest in doing that. They're not going to do it. If they come up with a trillion excuses to not help out their own voters and their own constituents, how do you think anyone is going to convince them, to cut the check to you or to us? It's just not going to happen. I don't see it happening. I don't see. I don't even see, like, say if the filibuster got taken away. I don't even see all of the Democratic senators voting for reparations for descendants of slaves. Joe Manchin or Menchin or whoever his name is, he's not going to vote for that at all. The senator from Arizona, she's definitely not going to vote for that at all. I think her name is Christine or something like that. The people that are running for office have zero interest. They have zero interest in helping out average people, let alone people that have been taken advantage of historically, and and that have been family members and have been put in positions to fail, in society and in life. They have zero interest in helping out anything or anybody unless it's a corporation or millionaires and billionaires. When it's time to save airline industries and to help out oil companies and big corporations that may need it. That, truth be told, a lot of these corporations would have been they would have been fine without help from the government, but they got help from the government anyway. You know why? Because they pay the majority of the. Think about it, if you got a senator or somebody in the House of Representatives, yeah, they're getting a public check. They're getting a check cut from the government that's paying their bills. But the connections that they're making with these corporations, those checks, that's the real money. The deals they make behind the tables, the jobs they get for their kids, their cousins, their family members, just because of their reach and their power. That's why they try to stay in the Senate for 20, 30 years. That's why they stay in the Senate, try to stay in the Senate until they die. Is because it takes care of their whole family. They may only be getting paid 100 some odd thousand or 200 some odd $1,000 a year to do the job. That's not enough to take care of your family. But if Walmart is donating to your campaign, you know, if you got a niece that needs an internship, a professional type of internship, you can just pull some strings and get it done. And then, hey, she may end up in a higher up position in that company or another company because she done got that experience. It happens all the time. I seen it happen at places I worked at. You know, I seen it happen on college campuses when I went to college. I went to college with a lot of what you call them, silver spoon, bread, people. You would think they would be the smartest people in the world, but no, they're just either average or even in a lot of some cases below average intellectually, and they just have the connections to get things done in life. Or their parents have the connections, I would say. So you already got your reparations. What to do with it? Now you got your money. You got your if you're a couple with 3 to 4 kids, you got like 7 grand or something like that. And then you got 7 grand in direct payments in the past some odd months. In the past some odd months, you probably got like 10 grand in direct payments. So you probably use that 3 grand to pay some bills down, credit cards, and whatnot. So now that you got the 7 grand, what do you do with it? Now that you got these tax breaks that are coming along with that, you're gonna get the tax breaks, for the children, the $3,600 and the $3,000. Save your money. Don't go off and spending it. The first thing you need to do is make sure your credit is built up. The second thing you need to do is purchase your home and life insurance. Because if something happens to you, God forbid you catch the stuff that's going around and you die, you need something to leave behind to your children. And make sure you spread it out so that your children can't blow the money. Make sure you spread it out to where they collect the money when they're 18 and then they collect some more money when they're 21. Life insurance, credit, and a house. We need to start doing things to pass down to our children. Stop renting and making other people rich. The only time you should be renting is if you're temporarily gonna be at a place, in a city or something like that. A year or less. If you're gonna be somewhere 2, 3, 4 years plus, you should purchase your home. That way, you build equity in the home. So if you do want to move, you can sell the home and maybe pocket 10, 15 grand in the process. This is what needs to be done. I don't like I go on Facebook and I see people, posting their bank statements when their money comes in. Listen here. $10,000 does not last long, especially to I'm not even gonna say poor people. Even if you're a working class person that's making 40 grand a year or something like that, if you get $10,000 all at one time, you're going to have the tendency to just go buy up a bunch of stuff that you want. Just think about all the stuff that you see that you want, but you'd be like, you just can't. You prioritize things when you don't have all the money to get it at once. When you should be saving the money to help, to do things like purchase a home and stuff like that, or save for your kids' college funds and stuff. Which college should be free, but that's a subject for another video. I did have a slideshow going on, but I must have put the slideshow on manual, so that same little picture's been sitting there. Sorry about that. But yeah, so these politicians, they're not going to vote to give any minority group well, I should say this, no black minority group. So if you're if you're Jamaican, if you're Haitian, if you're African American, they're not giving any descendant of slaves no money. Now, I know a lot of people come like, well, Holocaust survivors got money. That's different. They're not us. We know how we get treated. All the Japanese people got some type of reparation. All right, they're not us. We know how we get treated. We know that there's a triple standard when it comes to us, and it's something you just gotta live within a life, and you gotta roll with it. If you feel like you don't have the money to purchase a home, get your best friend together, or your or your cousin or sibling that you're closest with. Y'all come together, purchase a home together, and then next year when you get your other tax refunds and stuff like that, buy another home. That way, that way y'all you're building equity within your family. So that just saying that to take away some of these excuses. Do not get mad that everybody is getting the money. Stop making excuses. You got the money. We got it. We need to do something with it. I don't want to, and it's different if you lost your job and you've been struggling. But I know, I know very few people who just lost up out the blue lost their job. That doesn't mean it isn't happening. I know that people that work in the restaurant industry for years and stuff like that, that stuff just isn't going to be the same for them. But if for the most part, if you're working in some type of factory or something like that, that stuff that y'all didn't shut. If y'all did shut down, it wasn't for that long. And if you did, the unemployment benefits, some people were making more money on unemployment than they were when they were working, which is a crime shame. That's why the minimum wage does need to be increased and things of that nature. But that's a subject for another video also. But take your money, do something with it, don't blow it. Don't go out leasing cars that you can't afford 4 or 5 months down the line. Because if you got bad credit, your payment is probably going to be $400 or $500 a month for the car. You know, if you need reliable transportation, take about 2 grand, find you a decent car, get it, buy you some tools, fix the little things that you can on your own, and the stuff that you can't, pay somebody, three, four, $500 to fix it. 3 grand should be able to enough to get you a reliable car back and forth to work. You shouldn't have to spend a vast majority of the money that you're getting on a vehicle. So vehicles, furniture when you don't own your home, cars, expensive clothing, trips, drugs. Also, people. Let's not go wasting the money that you're getting, because I know a lot of people. Truth be told, that'll get 5 grand back in taxes a year. Only thing that 5 grand does is help them get caught up on bills and then things that they wanted to buy their kids, but they just couldn't afford it, you know, or to help pay for be going in debt under in Christmas. So everybody go to spending their money buying all this, extra stuff from Christmas time, buying all these people the stuff, and then end up having to use their tax money to recoup on the money that they just blew. So you already got your tax refund, you already recouped your money. Now this is extra money if you haven't been unemployed. What are you gonna do with it? Choose wisely, because in a year from now, I don't want to hear any excuses. I don't want to see people out there marching, talking about reparations, and whatnot. If they do, so be it. More power to them. I'm not going to donate to none of that stuff. All they're doing is they're saying, "Oh, we need to study it. We need to study it." What does studying it even mean? You know, is studying reparations like, "Oh, all right, we're going to go around, get everybody a blood test, give everybody a genealogy test or whatever they call it, 23andMe, and we're going to see, do we even have the resources to see if to track, people's like, hey, all right, your family goes back 4 or 5, 6 generations in America, so you're a descendant of a slave, you're gonna get the money and whatnot. How would we even do that? Like, what type? If you notice, we don't even have. You see how hard it was for them to even get a system in place to distribute vaccines to people on a mass scale. How do you think they're going to be able to track down, 16, 17 million people? Because they say that, like, all right, black people are only 13% of the population. No, we're more than 13% of the population, because what happens is they stop counting, people of mixed race also. So the percentage probably is like closer to 15 to 16%. So and how much what percentage do you have to be at to qualify for the reparations? Nobody has answered these, even came up with an answer to these questions. So I'm not going to put any stock into it. I'm not going to put any more effort into, watching the videos, or donating to certain causes to get to help the funding to get the studies done and stuff like that, or to people do reparations marches. They lobby, not lobby in Congress, but they get up and have hearings in Congress about it. I'm not gonna watch that stuff no more. It's not gonna do nothing for us, I don't feel, and it's not gonna do nothing for our kids. This right here is real. It's right now. It's tangible, and we need to do something with it. So just make it work. Flip it. All right. Thanks for checking out the Is It Me podcast. Am I tripping? Is it me or am I tripping? I brought all this up around my family members, and they was looking at me like I was crazy in the video chat. And I went to thinking, is it me or am I tripping? No, I ain't tripping about this. I'm not tripping. Say what you want to say. You gotta do what you gotta do. Got the money, flip it, invest it in something. Just don't blow it on the bullshit. Peace out.